I really don't think anyone is surprised by what I'm going to say in this video. I certainly am not surprised. The video game awards just passed. I think they were called the Joystick Awards. They're basically the same as like the BAFTAs or the Academy Awards, whatever they call it in Hollywood. I don't watch it anymore. The Game Awards went by, and they are... I mean, everyone kind of guessed what was going to happen. It's a bunch of low-hanging fruit nonsense. We're going to run through a couple of the awards that were given. Now, I'm just going to say, straight off the bat, Ghost of Tsushima was basically given the boot in this whole award show. It got hung out to dry. That's the only way that I can put it. Ghost of Tsushima was sold so short. It should have been the game of the year to me. Can you guess what won game of the year? What game won game of the goddamn year? Yep, you guessed it. The ultimate game of the year is The Last of Us Part 2. Are you shitting me? This game scored so badly on Metacritic amongst fans. It only did well with critics. You could tell that it was so forced. At no point did it ever cross my mind to declare The Last of Us Part 2 as Game of the Year. The Golden Joystick Awards are a sham. An absolute sham. How could this game win Game of the Year when it got such a bad user score? Literally, go over to Metacritic. You can look at it now. It's in shambles compared to Ghost of Tsushima. Look at the difference there. Look at that difference. Now, if you've played Ghost of Tsushima, it is beautiful on all fronts. The story is good. It's predictable, but it's good. Problem with The Last of Us is that the gameplay feels old and dusty. The story is absolute there's no nice way to put it. It's rubbish. The characters are unlikable. The likable characters are killed off, and it just leaves you with this feeling that's just like, I wasted so much time playing this game and Ellie couldn't even do the one thing that made sense in the end. But ultimate game of the year aside, I mean, that's bad enough that we basically started off with the worst possible news I could have. But what else did The Last of Us win over Ghost of Tsushima and other games that came out this year? The Golden Joystick Awards gave it PlayStation Game of the Year. PlayStation Game of the Year. Ghost of Tsushima is a PlayStation exclusive, and you are telling me that this hot garbage of an inconclusive mess beat Ghost of Tsushima? You have got to be joking me. In no way, shape or form should this game have got PlayStation Game of the Year. Ghost of Tsushima did better than it on all fronts. On all fronts. Didn't this game get returned like at an 80% rate or something? Like, something is off here completely. Like, something is completely off here. But it doesn't end there. Naughty Dog won Studio of the Year. The very same studio that was being accused of a heavy crunch time. Now, I know crunch time is something that is widespread in the industry, but you had people walking out of Naughty Dog saying that they're very unworkable working conditions. Like, it's not healthy to be working there. There was a whole bunch of stuff that came out about it. No one knows if it's true or not. It's hard to really say. To give them Studio of the Year kind of blows my mind, considering the people that made Ghost of Tsushima, Sucker Punch, if I'm not mistaken, they gave us free content in the form of that online mode, which is fantastic, by the way. It's so much fun with friends. Completely free, completely out of the blue. Got a whole new theme to it. It's really good. It functions well. I barely encounter lag. Where the hell is The Last of Us Part 2's online? Not only did we get a garbage story, subpar gameplay mechanics, and just boring characters in general, we got no online to go with. And I could have forgiven The Last of Us Part 2. I could have forgiven it if we got a good online. If we got something that was close to The Last of Us Part 1 or even an Uncharted game, I could have forgiven it, but we didn't get that. All we're left with is the mess that Neil Druckmann thought was a good idea. It also won Best Audio. Now, the audio in The Last of Us is good. Should it have won Best Audio? Probably not. Probably Doom. You'd have to say Doom, right? I mean, Ghost of Tsushima's soundtrack is absolutely fantastic. It would be between those two for me. That would be for Best Audio. Now, Last of Us Part 2's audio is not bad. That's not one of its weak points. But should it have won? No. I mean, the fact that it's won all of these awards is mind-boggling in and of itself. Best Visual Design. No. No, just no. Now, again, The Last of Us 2 is a good looking game. Does it look better than Ghost of Tsushima? No. Now, the faces in The Last of Us are obviously more detailed than Ghost of Tsushima, but everything else falls short compared to Ghost of Tsushima. I can't even say that name properly. The colors in Ghost of Tsushima are so beautiful. The atmosphere, the background, just the way everything flows together, the way the world is always moving. Like, visually, I don't even think this is a contest. Good faces and good graphics in general general just do not match up to the artistic style of Ghost of Tsushima. I might not even be wording that properly. If you haven't played Ghost of Tsushima, then you wouldn't have experienced how all the colors and the wind and just everything visually is stunning. The Last of Us 2 is graphically great. Like, it's one of the best graphically it's one of the best games out there. Visual direction, visual design, I have to give it to Ghost of Tsushima. It's just too beautiful. The colors were used too well. The music goes perfectly with the wind. It's just, oh, but it doesn't end there. You thought it ended there. You thought that was the end of The Last of Us's, I guess, stealing of this award show. It wins best storytelling. Now this one really takes the cake. Best storytelling, are you joking? Did we play the same game? Golden Joystick Awards presented by Jeff Keighley. Did we play the same game? This story was a convoluted mess. It was completely devoid of common sense. There was nothing but mess after mess. They sacrificed Joel's character. I don't mean they sacrificed him in the sense they got his head smashed in. I mean the actual character, the framework of Joel was sacrificed to push the narrative forward. That is something you see in the WWE. When they stop pushing one wrestler and start pushing another, they will just bury them. Case in point, Braun Strowman, Bray Wyatt, Kane, The Big Show, you name it. These people all got a push at one point, and then their characters were sacrificed for another character. Instead of coming up with an intelligent way to move Joel away from the spotlight in The Last of Us Part 2, what did they do? They made his character stupid in order for him to be killed. And you want to give this game best storytelling. Not only that, but after all the garbage that you endure in this stupid game, you get to the end, and the one time Ellie can do something to make you feel some sort of satisfaction, she doesn't. This whole game is built around revenge and the cycle of revenge. Abby being the antagonist, and she was the antagonist, don't ever get it twisted. You finally get her and you let her go after everything she has done to you and your life. And you're telling me that this is best storytelling. Ghost of Tsushima doesn't have a blockbuster story, but the story is good. It's predictable, but it's good. It was enjoyable. It made sense. This did not make sense. It was far too long. Characters people just didn't care about, and I really dragged my feet to the end of it. Best story for me out of all of this takes the cake. Absolute nonsense. And I've got one more bonus one for you. Now this isn't The Last of Us related. This is actually Marvel's Avengers. Best performer goes to Kamala Khan's SANDRA SAAD. Marvel has tried their damnedest to push this crappy character down our throats, and it's not working. She is not the next Spider-Man. She just isn't. She ain't the next nothing. People do not like Kamala Khan, at least from what I can see. The comics that she's featured in don't seem to sell very well. They're certainly not at the level of a flagship Marvel superhero, and I myself do not care for her. Now, the Avengers game is bad enough as it is. The fact that she is the main character in the game makes the game unbearable. That game has lost like 94 or 96% of its player base, and I'm willing to bet that some of them left for the sole reason that Kamala Khan is the main character. She's one of the reasons that I left. I could not stomach using her anymore. I did not want her in the game in the first place. Putting her in the game is one thing, but making her the main character, making her the character you have to endure a substantial portion of the game with, is unacceptable. I did not want that. It was a stupid idea to bring this game out in the first place. The Avengers hype has died down for now. Like, that saga ended. It would have made sense to bring the game out when the saga was booming, but whatever. On top of that, the gameplay sucks. I mean, the game is riddled with glitches. The online doesn't work properly. It's nothing but microtransactions, and I'm glad that it failed. Developers need to be taught a lesson when they bring out games like that. I bought that game. What a monumental waste of money, and I can't get that money back because I bought it digitally. I will not be making that mistake again in this generation. But Kamala Khan, SANDRA SAAD winning Best Performer, it just goes to show you that the Golden Joystick Awards is nothing but virtue signaling. That's all it is. Virtue signaling at its finest. I don't really have anything else to say other than that. It's very disappointing. It was kind of predictable. I didn't think Ghost of Tsushima was going to get the awards it deserved. I knew The Last of Us was going to rear its ugly head, and because of all of its political pushings and all of its social pushings and whatever, the garbage story that it put in there, with all these garbage characters that people clearly don't care about, just go check Metacritic. It ends up winning almost everything of significance. So it is what it is. Best performer, definitely not SANDRA SAAD. This is a shambles as far as I'm concerned. Best performance, I'm giving that to Ichiban Kasuga. That's a cool character. Anyways guys, thank you for watching the video. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I will catch you very soon. Peace.